to our 1 p.m. live class. We're going to do some gentle yoga. If you have a strap handy, anything that looks like this, belt, necktie, strap, and yoga blocks or something equivalent in case we need any props. Elizabeth Scaller here, your host. I want to mention, if you're under the care of a healthcare provider, honor any restrictions that those professionals have placed upon you. And as I say week after week, honor you first and foremost, as you know your physical body and limitations, or your edge, so to speak. So honor your body and listen to its needs. If you notice in any of the postures sharp, shooting, intense pain, or numbness and tingling, back out of the posture, just pause and breathe, and then meet us in the next pose. If you have tension or aching, kind of a strain, a dull stretching, obviously that is the intention of yoga. We stretch the muscles in the practice so that throughout our day we reap the benefits. So listen to your body, honor its needs. We are going to begin standing today, so go ahead and ground your feet into the mat, all 4 corners of the foot, the heel, the fronts of the feet, the sides. You might even consider lifting up the toes and then placing the toes spread apart one by one onto your mat. The feet are hip-width distance apart, a slight bend in your knees, palms face forward, tilting the hips forward, tucking the tail, relaxing your shoulders. In fact, lift your shoulders up near your ears, and then take an exhale, slide them down the back. Your gaze is forward, tucking the chin, standing tall and strong in mountain posture. Just taking several breaths, feeling the sturdiness of the body, the strength, the stillness. Go ahead and inhale the arms up overhead, allowing the palms to come together. Exhaling, bringing the palms to heart center. Pausing here for a moment. Possibly closing the eyes if you feel called to, or just taking a soft gaze to the end of your nose. Setting an intention for today's practice. Maybe a word, a phrase, a feeling, something you'd like to receive or get out of the practice. Just silently setting that intention to yourself. Go ahead and release your hands at your sides. We're going to go ahead and start here with standing, taking our arms up next to our bodies, bending at the elbow, a gentle closed fist. We're going to exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin, and then inhale, opening the arms, gaze is upward, slight back bend. So then exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin. Inhale, opening those arms, lift the gaze, drop the shoulders. Exhaling, closed. Inhaling to open. Continuing with this cranial sacral pump to your own breath. Following your breathing. Exhaling when you close the arms and round the back. Inhaling when you open the arms, arch the back. time. Inhaling to open, exhaling to close. Bringing your hands down, coming back to center. So feet remain hip-width distance apart, a slight bend in those knees. Go ahead and inhale one arm up, and then exhaling over to that side. Inhale the arm back up, exhale it down, other side. Inhale up, exhale lean. Inhale, lift, exhale lower. Inhaling the arm up, exhaling to the side, careful to keep the chest open. Inhale, lift, exhaling lower. Inhale up, exhale lean. Inhale and exhale. This time we're going to stay in the lean. So exhaling over and pausing here to further that stretch. Grounding through the feet, lifting through the arm, keeping the chest open, and exhaling back to center. We'll do the other side in the same way where we hold the pose. Inhaling up, exhaling over, grounding through the feet, dropping those shoulders. Careful not to concave the chest in, lift the chest, stretching through the fingertips. Exhaling back to neutral. Great job, everybody. Let's inhale the arms up and exhaling them back to heart center. So let's take our feet a little bit wider than hip-width distance apart. Keep bending at those knees, and we're going to flow into the willow tree. So just allowing arms to wrap around the body, in the front and the back of the body, twisting at the shoulders and at the hips, but keeping the knees and feet forward. Keep breathing. You can go as fast or as slow as you choose. You're doing great. Now, as the feet have been fully grounded, at this point you may want to lift the heel as you twist, just to twist a little bit deeper. So you can lift the heel of the foot that's on the outside of the foot. Go ahead and bring this back to stillness, slowly coming back to middle, bringing our feet back to hip-width distance apart, keeping that slight bend in the knee. We're going to go ahead and do some sun salutations, a modified round of sun salutations. I'm going to turn a little bit sideways so you can see the back, but go ahead and stay square, center of your mat, feet hip-width distance apart. So go ahead and inhale the arms up, gazing up, and exhaling the arms wide as you lead with the chest, forward folding, flat back. Hands come down to the floor or a block. Inhale, hands to shins, lift the head and shoulders, flat back. And then exhale the hands down to the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and up. And then exhale the palms back to heart center. We'll do this again. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, palms away from each other, leading with the chest, flat back into a forward fold. Hands to the ground or a mat or your block. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift into a flat back, and then exhale, lower back down, hands to the mat or the block. Inhale, arms come up, overhead, palms together. Exhale, heart center. So inhale the arms out and up overhead. Exhaling, hands away from each other, leading with the chest, flat back, down to a forward fold. Inhale the hands to the shins, lifting the head, flat back. Exhaling into forward fold. Inhaling, sweeping the arms upwards towards the sky. Palms come together, exhale, heart center. Inhale the arms up overhead, gaze is up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with the chest. Hands come to the ground or block. On the inhale, lift the shoulders and the head, flat back, hands to the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, the arms swoop out into the sides, upwards towards the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling, hands upwards overhead. Exhaling into a forward fold. Inhale, the hands to shins, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, hands outwards and up overhead. Exhaling, heart center. Last time. Inhaling the hands overhead. Exhaling into forward fold. Inhale, flat back, hands to the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swooping out, hands up overhead, and exhale to heart center. Go ahead and drop your hands to your sides, coming back into mountain posture. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Slight bend in the knees, tuck the tail. Palms face forward, drop the shoulders. And just notice the physical body, observing the sensations from those modified sun salutations. Breathing in the stillness. Great job, yogis. All right, so let's do some balancing postures here as we're standing. So we're going to go into tree pose. So if you need to go to something where you can hang on, next to a couch or a table, if you have a wall close by, if you feel the need to hold on, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, grounding your feet into the mat. Let's pick up the left foot first, the left heel, turn the left knee out to the side, and place that left heel right above the right ankle. So it's kind of like a kickstand. You can stay right here if you choose. This is a good start to the balancing posture. Or you can place the left foot on that inner right lower leg, I should say, or even raising the foot all the way up to the inside of the right thigh. The right foot is grounded into the mat. Left knee is opening wide. Keep grounding that right foot in as you're standing tall through the right leg. And then your hands can either come to your hips, heart center, or even growing up into the tree. Keep on breathing. If you fall out of it, just rejoin us. If your hands are lifted, go ahead and bring the palms back together, slowly lowering the hands through the core, the middle, the trunk, placing the hands to the hips, and then slowly lowering that foot down. Go ahead and shake out both feet one at a time, preparing for the other side. Alrighty, here we go. Grounding the feet into the mat. And then again, you can find something to hold on to or lean up against the wall. Lifting the right heel, and turning the right knee out, placing the right heel above the left ankle. You can stay right here if you choose, or you can lift that right foot and place it on the inside of the left leg. Standing long and tall through the left side, opening that right hip by opening that knee. Hands can be at your hips in the prayer position or raised all the way up into your tree branches. You may need to find a focal point, what's called a drishti, and just keep your gaze focused on that. Relax your shoulders if your arms are up in the air. Keep grounding through that left foot, yet also lengthening that left leg. Keep breathing. You're doing great. And if your hands are above your head, go ahead and bring the palms together, sliding the hands down through the trunk, resting the hands at the hips, allowing that foot to drop slowly. And then go ahead and shake out both feet. Excellent job. We're going to do some standing postures before we move to the ground. So go ahead and stand in the center of your mat. Feet are hip width distance apart, and step forward with one of the feet. I'm not saying which one because the video reverses it. And then have that front foot, the front knee bent over the front ankle, and then the back leg, the heel is lifted. Your feet are hip width distance apart, even as they're separated this way. So this is a variation of Warrior One with a raised heel in the back. Hands can be at your hips, or hands can be in the prayer position, or lifting them up and then gazing up between the palms. Keep breathing, ensuring that that front knee is over the front ankle. Your hands are raised, go ahead and bring them back to your hips. At this point, we're going to drop the back heel and turn the back foot inward. So the front heel draws a line from the heel all the way into the inside of that back foot, the instep. We're moving into Warrior Two. So the front knee is bent over the ankle. That heel from the front foot is drawing a line to the back foot, raising the arms to a T. Lift the shoulders and then drop them down the back. Your gaze is out over your front fingertips. Keep on breathing, standing strong in Warrior Two. Now go ahead and drop the front forearm onto that front thigh. Cartwheel the other arm down across the body and then lift it up overhead, straightening that arm. Gaze is up towards the elbow. Keep breathing. Go ahead and cartwheel that arm down across the front of the body, lifting the arms back up into a T. And this time drop the back arm onto the outer thigh, lifting the front arm into the air, gazing up at the palm of the hand. Go ahead and bring that front arm down, arms back into a T, and then straighten that leg that's bent, so both legs are straight, arms are at a T, and then reach out as if you're reaching over a table with those front fingertips till you can't reach anymore, and then bring the arm down to your shin, a block, which I should have more handy, or the floor. Just don't have that arm dangling. The other arm is lifted straight up into the sky, and the gaze can be at the lifted hand, it could be out in front of you, or it could be down to the dropped hand. It's up to you. Keep breathing in this triangle posture. With an inhale, go ahead and lift the body back up to center. And at this point, turn those front toes inwards, so both toes are slanting inwards. Heels are out, toes are in, pigeon-toed. And with a flat back, go ahead and inhale, lifting to lengthen, hands at the hips. And then exhale, leading with the chest into wide angled forward fold. Hands can come to a block, to your mat, or to the floor. Let your head hang heavy. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Breathe into the back of the body. Breathe into where you feel the sensation. Go ahead with your inhale, hands to the hips, lifting back up to center. So we're going to do the other side, but go ahead and heel toe yourself back to the middle, shake it out. I'm going to grab my props that bounced away. All right, take a sip of water. Other side. So let's start. Feet are hip width distance apart. Slight bends in those knees. Stepping forward with the opposite foot than when you did before. That front leg is going to be bent where the knee is going to be over the ankle. And the back leg is straight with the toes lifted. Feet are still hip width distance apart. Hands can remain at the hips. Come to heart center, or lift all together. If the hands are lifted, go ahead and drop them down back to the hips. Let's drop that back heel and then turn our foot inwards so that the heel of the bent leg is drawing a straight line all the way to the instep of that back straight leg. Arms come raised, gaze is out over the front fingertips. Warrior two. Keep breathing. Go ahead and drop the front arm, the forearm, to that thigh. Cartwheel the back arm across the body and then lift it up at a side angle. So there's a straight line from the hand all the way back to that heel that's turned inwards. Gaze can be lifted towards the elbow. Keep breathing. And then cartwheel that arm down across the body again, coming back up into warrior two. And this time the back hand is dropped to the outer thigh. And that front arm raises straight up above the head. Gaze upwards towards the palm. Into the dancing warrior. On your exhale, bringing the hands back to warrior two. And this time, straighten the bent knee. And you're lifting and leaning across the table. So you can't lean any further. Tip yourself over. Hand comes to a shin, a block, or the floor. And then your gaze is up towards the lifted hand, out to the middle, or down to the block. It's up to you. Triangle posture. With your inhale, bringing your body back up to T, and then turning those toes inwards so the toes are in and the heels are out into a pigeon toe posture. Hands come to the hips. Inhaling, lifting and lengthening, and then exhale with a flat back, tilting forward all the way down into wide-legged forward fold. Hands come to your blocks, to the mat, Or even you can hang with hands grabbing opposite elbows. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Keep breathing. Breathe into the back side of the body where you're feeling the stretch. Then go ahead, if your hands are locked, grabbing elbows, place your hands to the mat. We're going to move to the mat. So in whatever way is easiest for you, turning the legs out or just coming down one leg at a time, but bringing yourself down to the mat. Excellent job, yogis. All right, you have arrived. Let's go ahead and bring our feet out in front of us, sitting long and tall. We're going to sit in our staff posture, so if you need a block, you want both hands coming to the mat at the outsides of your hips. So sit up long and tall, toes are flexed to the sky, gaze is forward. Just breathe in this staff posture. And then lift the arms on your inhale. And then exhaling, rounding the back forward. You can use your strap if you like, or you can just use your hands. Forward folding, having your hands come to your feet, your ankles, your shins, your thighs, wherever you can place your hands. Stretching out the back side of the body in this forward fold. With your inhale, taking your hands, pressing up the legs, coming back into a seated posture. We're going to do the butterfly pose, so go ahead and bend at the knees, soles of the feet coming together. If you need blocks underneath your thighs or your knees, go ahead and pull the blocks here to help you. If not, no need, up to you. Sitting long and tall, lifting on the inhale, and then exhale, rounding the back, bringing the forehead down towards the feet. You can grab your feet, your ankles, your shins, wherever you can place your hands, and then breathe into the back side of the body. Go ahead and press your hands up, inhaling yourself back up to seated. Great job, everybody. All right, I'm gonna do just a couple more postures before we close. So let's go ahead and do a fun seated twist. So extend one leg out long in front of you. Toes are gonna be flexed, pointing up towards the sky. Take the other leg, pick it up, and place the foot to the outside of the knee, the outside of your thigh, the outside of your hip, wherever you can place that foot. Sit up, lengthen, and lift through the spine. You can take the arm of the opposite arm of the leg that is bent, wrap that arm around the bent leg, and then the other hand's gonna come outside of the hip, behind your hip. Inhale, lift to lengthen, and then exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen and lift. Exhale, twisting further, looking over your shoulder. Inhale, lift. And exhale and twist. Twist to your edge. Breathe into the posture. Go ahead and gently and slowly unwind that twist, coming back to neutral. We're going to do the other side. So pick that foot up, let it meet the other, toes flexed out in front of you, bending the knee that was straight, picking that foot up, placing it on the outside of the knee, the thigh, the hip, wherever you can place that foot. The opposite arm of this bent leg is going to wrap around right below the knee. Inhale, lift to lengthen through the spine, and then on your exhale, you can twist. So each time you inhale, lift up just a little bit taller, and then each time you exhale, twisting, trying to gaze over that shoulder. Inhale, lift to lengthen. Exhale, twisting. Find your edge, keep breathing. And then slowly and gently unwind. Great job, yogis. All right, let's bend both knees towards the chest. Both feet are on the mat. Take your hands behind, next to your hips, and allow your knees to just gently rock from side to side. Breathing. Beautiful. Excellent work, everybody. Coming to stillness, we are going to move on to our backs. Start to transition to our cooling down. I'm going to go this way. All right, lying down on your back, on your mat. Also going to move just to make sure. Lying back on your mat, toes flopping out to the corners of your mat. Both legs are lengthened. We're going to do the figure 4 posture. So go ahead and pick up one knee into the air, placing that foot to the floor. The leg that is long and lengthened, go ahead and lift that into the air, bending the knee, turning the knee out towards the side, and allowing the outside of your ankle to rest on the thigh. You can stay right here. If you're already feeling the stretch, you might want to put some pressure on the thigh to push that knee outwards. And if you'd like to go a little bit deeper to the full figure 4, go ahead and lift the foot off the mat, threading the arm through the hole, clasping the hands together, and then pulling the legs towards the chest. Breathing into the body, noticing where you're feeling sensation, sending the breath there. Go ahead and gently unlace those fingers, letting the feet come back to the mat. Lifting that foot up in the air of the bent leg, placing it down next to the other, switching sides. Lifting the other foot into the air, taking that outside of the ankle, letting it rest on the upper thigh, lower thigh, right below the knee. You can stay right here, just placing some pressure on the thigh of the bent leg that's in the air. If you'd like, if you're feeling the stretch here, or pick the foot off the mat, thread your hand through the hole, clasping your hands behind you, behind the thigh, and then gently pulling those legs inwards towards the chest. Keep breathing. Exploring your edge today. Go ahead and release the hands down, letting that foot reconnect with the mat. Picking the leg into the air and resting the other foot to meet the one on the mat. Both knees are bent. Allow the knees to just gently rock from side to side. Coming back to stillness with the knees in the air. Let's take another twist before closing. So you can choose how you want to do this twist. You can literally keep your legs just like this and allow the legs to flop to the side, twisting this way. You can cross the legs as if you're sitting in a cross-legged position in a chair and twist. Or, I'm going to leave it up to you today, you straighten one leg and then the bent leg twist across. So pick which option you want to choose. I'm going to go with a straight right leg. Then I'm going to shimmy my hips towards the left, and I'm going to be on my right hip, and I'm going to have my left leg bent across, twisting. My arms are in a T at first. Both shoulders are pinned to the mat, but you can take your right hand if you want to grasp the outside of your left thigh. You can even straighten that left leg for another option of twist. As I said, I'm leaving it up to you, so find your twist. Taking several breaths, deep and easy. Exploring your edge. And go ahead and lift the leg if it's out there, bringing your legs back to neutral. Before going to the other side, just ensure that your shoulders are at neutral, your hips are at neutral, the whole back side of the body is making contact with the mat. And then whatever you did on your first side, whether it was cross-legged, straight legs, bent legs, whatever you chose, let's go ahead and move ourselves into the other direction. For me, my left leg is long, my right leg is bent. I'm going to shimmy my hips towards the right. I'm going to lay over on my left hip, allowing my right knee to drop across the left leg. My arms are out at a T. Both shoulders, your shoulder blades are pinned to the mat. If you want to take a little bit extra, taking the left hand, placing it on the outside of that right thigh. And breathe. Whatever type of twist you're in, go ahead and unwind gently and slowly, coming back to center. Let's bring both feet to the mat, both knees are bent, legs are hip-width distance apart, both hips are flat to the mat. And go ahead and lift your just feet off the mat, and you can take your hands to your shins, to the backs of your thighs, or even all the way up into happy baby, grabbing the insides of your feet. Wherever you're at, whether it's with your legs down or up, just rocking side to side, massaging out that spine, turning the corners of your cheeks upwards, allowing a gentle smile to form. All right, coming back to stillness, allowing those feet to come to the mat. And then now extending your legs long, allowing the pinky toes to drop to the corners of the mat. Lifting your hips off the ground a bit just to tuck the tail. Same thing at the chest, lifting the chest just to tuck your shoulder blades down the back. Allowing your arms to drop at your sides, palms faced up. If you need a prop to assist you, go ahead and grab that. Or if it's too uncomfortable for the arm to lay at the side, you can just bring the hand to the belly. Closing your eyes for the final relaxation. Breathing into the entire body, feeling everywhere the body is making contact with the mat. If back and shoulders, the backs of the hands, backs of the forearms, elbows, outer arms, the back of your head. Just breathe into the entire body. Breathe and allow the stillness to wash over you. Begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes, opening and closing the fists, making some more rotations into the ankles and the wrists. Perhaps lifting the arms up over the head and stretching all the way from the fingertips to the ears. Stretching for the first time today. Bring the hands back down to the sides. Just resting for a moment. Bending the right knee, placing the right foot on the mat. And gently rolling over to your right side, cradling your head in your right arm. Just pausing and noticing. And taking the hands to push up off the ground, coming back up into a seated posture. A cross-legged seat. Slow and gentle with yourself. And then bringing your hands together in front of your heart, palms together. Closing your eyes and just reconnecting with the intention that you set at the start of practice today. With your inhale, bringing the hands to the side, lifting up at the palms, hands come together overhead, gaze is lifted. Exhaling the hands down, palms come together at heart center. I want to thank you all so much for practicing with me today in this way. The light in me honors the light in me. Namaste, friends. Alrighty, well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate sharing yoga with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to leave a comment or question below that I can answer, or just some feedback on the practice, I'd appreciate hearing from you. Tell your friends. Hopefully more can join us for these streams, and visit over at elizabethscala.com. That's my website. Got a blog, some videos, more resources there, and also find out ways to work with me one-on-one. So again, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.